Hello to my Aries. Aries, this is your full moon prediction video. So it's taking you all the way out to the end of this cycle. The end of this cycle. So if you've been following me on the YouTube side, which I know you have because that's how you found out about this side, and you've been following the videos, this is going to continue on with that, right? That's going to continue on with that. So just had to get a little bit more room, get a little bit more space. So let's get into your video. Let's get into your video. Let's get into your video, Aries. Let's go. Thank you for your patience. Let's get into it. Let's see what's in your cards. Yeah, somebody's no longer motivated by something from your past. Somebody is no longer motivated about talking about your past or other people's past that could come back to bite them, especially when, here we have the high priest, especially when you're dealing with bullying kinds of energies, right? When you're dealing with bullying energies that are, here we have the King of Wands here. Now put people in survival mode situations and have put you in survival mode situations. You're not going to be talking about other people, and you're going to feel very fortunate that you decide that's not what you're motivated by. You're not motivated by talking negatively about people who may have said some things that could come back to bite them later. It's almost like, especially when said or did things that could come back to bite them later. It's like you see things on TV where people take like a little clip of something. You remember how they used to go to commercial break, like you would hear like a little snippet of something, and then it would be like this. Oh, it would be like you got to tune in. You got to tune in and watch this, right? And so when you watch it and you hear the whole thing, you're like, oh, okay, I thought it was something else or whatever. But somebody is now at a place where you're no longer jumping to conclusions about things anymore because everybody has said things, that could have come back to haunt them or bite them at a later date, a later time, right? And instead, you're praying for people instead of, and so Source is saying because of that, you are going to feel very fortunate because you have an innate spiritual understanding of the material world and how materialistic and what people will do for material things. They will do anything. Will do anything for material things. And so somebody is now thinking, here we have the Dame of Pentacles here. As we get closer and closer to the last quarter moon phase, which we're going to have a last quarter moon in Leo, is your vulnerability is actually your strength, right? So you see that strength card up there, just in your meekness. Some people will see it as weakness, right? But if you're that meekness is okay, anything that involves putting you or somebody else in a survival mode, you're no longer jumping to conclusions about anything. You would rather pray for people than jump on a bandwagon and pray on people, no matter who it is, no matter what you heard. None of those things. Just because somebody said X, Y, and Z, you're going to give it some time. You want to say, okay, let me slow down. I need to give some time here. I know how that feels when people just jump on the... That's what you're going to say. That's what you have in common with people. You said some things that may have come back to bite you. So here we have the Dame of Pentacles here. Right? There's a Death card here. So something has definitely ended. Something has definitely ended. In the cards where you may have said some things that people have taken out of context. That may have come back to bite you. Like later on, you may have said some things that, like I said, that come out of context. And unfortunately, you're dealing with these energies. These on the side of this boat right here, it says mosquitoes, right? And so you think about mosquitoes like blood suckers, right? This sucking blood out of something. It's like something you worked hard for, put your blood, sweat, and tears into something, right? And so Source is saying to you, just a conversation and people jumping to conclusions about something. Source is saying to you, could have come back to bite you or bite somebody else. Just in casual conversation, you're just thinking you're having a warm conversation with somebody and come back to bite you later, right? And people like to play mind games. Here's the and so two energies right here. These two energies right here trying to play a game of chess. Something is black and white for you. Something is black and white for you. You are moving on from two energies. Something has ended. You have just decided you are moving on from them altogether. Whoever these energies are, you don't have anything to do with them, period. Close it out cycles. Yep, close out. This is the world card. Yep. You have enforced the boundary. Yep. Two energies, you're done. You're done with them. Here was the King of Swords here. Yep. So you're sitting on your throne, just carefully vetting, not just vetting your thoughts, but the King of Swords is someone who is very, very smart, someone who's very wise, very knowledgeable, and very logical. Did I say logical? Yeah, very logical in their thinking. Like they can make it make sense, right? Like, okay, something don't even make sense. Like something is very black and white. Like, come on now, really? Like everybody has said some things that's like come back to bite them. Like they could say it's somebody taken out of context. Like, come on now. So Source is trying to help you to take a leap of faith moving forward and pray for people, no matter who it is. Look at what you have in common with people before you automatically go and judge. Where's the card? Yeah, this card right here is ruled by the Judgment card and also the Tower card, right? So you and Scorpios are ruled by the Judgment card and the Tower card. Before you judge, before you jump to conclusions impulsively, sources say, nope, what do you have in common with that energy? What do you have? You're a human being just like they are, right? Why are you in competition with another human being? Why you automatically, this is somebody you say you love, why are you automatically in competition with somebody that you say you love? Right? So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. So it's a new beginning here. Here's the Ace of Cups here. Here's the Ace of Cups here. So this is like fresh water. You're learning how to protect your emotions. You're learning how to protect your emotions. Not just jump to conclusions about something. There's no way you can say you love somebody and then see them as competition. Like, come on. That's generational. That's what happens in a lot of families. When people are adults, he's like, okay, you can't say you love your sister and brother or your cousins and all and see them as competition. Somebody's going to have to say, okay, you know what? I love you too much. It's not even worth arguing over something. Like the next moment isn't even promised. Competition, like what are we competing for here? So that's what somebody is learning how to do is like, okay, it's something you need to, that's what you're doing. You're learning how to make it make sense. Add some clarity. So two situations in particular, which is being used as pawns. Here we have the King of Cups here. And I do see this is emotional maturity here. So now not only do we have logical, we also have emotional maturity here. So somebody is saying, okay, now at the beginning of something, now somebody's like, okay, now I'm clear-headed. I'm thinking clearly. My emotions are clear. Something is black or white. I can move on from something. I can take a leap of faith and move on from something. Right? Yeah. So you're having a tower moment. You're having a tower moment. So when you have a tower moment, that's when you immediately go into prayer warrior. This is when you're divine masculine to your divine feminine. I need to go right into prayer warrior mode. If I'm confused, that's you going straight into prayer warrior mode. So again, looking at your cards here, the relatability, looking at your cards here, that's why you got so much air here. Somebody is a giver like you are, and being used as a pawn, you know, like I said, with a bunch of confusion going on, people competing, comparing, doing a lot of talking about this and that, instead of praying for people. So it's saying you need to learn how to take yourself out of that mix, and that's what I see you doing, right? Here we have the Hierophant card. I see you taking yourself out of that mix altogether. Yeah, taking yourself out of the mix altogether. Yeah, and stop talking about things that put you on the frequency of a nightmare. You know, somebody stop talking to somebody, you know, and stop talking dark. They stop saying, oh, they're a nightmare. They were such a nightmare. Somebody just stop saying that, you know, because that'll cause people to just move on, you know, quietly just move on with their lives. But somebody had to stop saying they were a nightmare. Like somebody, because this Nine of Swords is really connects us with Gemini. Gemini's energy is directed outward, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is about to go retrograde, depending on when you watch the video. It's about to go retrograde. And that's a lesson that somebody is going to learn, is to, the energy you send out to the universe is going to come back to you. So if you're constantly saying somebody is a nightmare to you, or these two energies are a nightmare to you, guess what you're invoking? Just like in the scary movies, you're invoking a nightmare. You're invoking a nightmare. Right, here we have the Eight of Swords here. Yeah, so this time to do the mirror work. 8 and 9 of Swords connects us with Gemini. We're not talking about any Geminis that you know. We're talking about how you communicate. What message do you send out to the universe? Is that these energies are just nightmares. So Swords is saying, whatever you say about yourself in the mirror is like you're saying the creator that created you created other human beings too. So if you don't want somebody to say that you're a nightmare, you're not going to say that they're a nightmare. If you have to say that, then it's probably best that you go ahead and cut them off and move on. Never talk to them again. If you really believe that somebody's a nightmare, it's best to just move on. So you can make room to fill your mind up with something else, different memories. Different kind of memories. It's time to fill your mind up with something else. So here's the Wheel of Fortune. So you're gonna feel very fortunate when it comes to two situations. Two situations. These cards are getting older. Yeah, but two situations in particular, you're gonna feel very, very fortunate. You have a guardian angel on the other side. Actually, you have several guardian angels on the other side, but that's kind of helping you with, just moving forward in your emotional intelligence and also just your logical thinking. You just have clarity of thought. Yeah, so you can start thriving. Yeah, so you can start thriving. I'm telling you, if you got to say something negative about people, think of it this way. When you look in the mirror and you think about certain other human beings, if you look in the mirror and you say, when you think about certain other human beings, you say that negative about them. If you say it out of your mouth and you look it in the mirror, it's like, okay, the same creator that created you created them. You're saying it to you. You're saying it to yourself. So you wouldn't say it to yourself, I don't think. Not if you want to thrive, right? You want good energy to come back to you. So that's what I see. But it looks like somebody is an overgiver. Looking at your cards here, like you have a really big heart, like you really love deep. And it may be, moving forward with the Three of Wands here. It's good that you're taking a leap of faith, not a leap of fear, but you're taking a leap of faith. You're just basically closing out a cycle and just saying you're taking a leap of faith. Just taking a deep breath and saying, okay, you're ready to thrive. You pull the swords out of your back. You're not arguing with people. You're on your throne. You've awakened from a night. You're not talking about it, whoever these energies are. And you're ready to thrive. So good for you. Good for you. You're ready to thrive, right? So I see your money growing as a result of that. Here's the Seven of Pentacles here. As a result of that, I do see your money growing. Remember, it's never just about money, right? Not paper and coins. Here we have, but I see your value growing because you are now investing in your education. Somebody is now more of a prayer warrior for people who could be in a wilderness situation, who may be afraid to take a leap of faith. They may take a leap out of fear when somebody puts a blowtorch behind them, but they're not taking a leap of faith, right? So that's who you're praying for, just putting that good energy out into the universe. So we have 7 and 4 is 11. So you're getting off the fence of overthinking something And you're saying you're not devoting any more time to something. Your prayers, you know, if you put it out into the universe for whomever, you know those prayers are going to be answered. That's it. So you can start thriving and filling your brains up with something else. New book, new something, podcast, whatever you're doing. So here we have the 7 of Wands here, and this is telepathy, right? So I see you not only your prayer life increasing, but I see your meditation life increasing as well. There's just a lot of whoever these two energies are, they feel like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. They feel like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. And the roots run deep. See it right here? They run real deep. So you don't really know what side of the family it came from. You don't know what side of the family it came from. You don't know where all that came from. But Source is saying to you, as a fire sign being ruled by Mars, when you have a total recall of something where you feel like you've overgiven time, instead of you getting mad, go right into prayer. Source, just give me the strength to go ahead and take your sword out and cut people off. Just cut them off. Just do yourself a favor. Just give me the strength to just cut them off, block their number, move on quietly. Just move on. Just move on. That's going to help you significantly. If you can, just move on. Just move on. That's what you're going to find that you have in common. You'll have in common with a whole lot of people. That's what you're going to find that you have in common with a whole lot of people. It's just like you say things that they could come back to bite you. You know, even just being an overgiver. You know, if you say something like, oh, if you sell a person, you're going to, I don't know, help them pay their bills or something, that can come back to bite you. Anything you say for some energies that you've been an overgiver to can come back to bite you. Anything. Just anything. Literally, just anything. If people are used to you just giving, anything you do for them can come back to bite you. Anything. Because nothing is sacred. So, looking at your cards, closing things out. This cycle is actually going to end on the end of the month, on the 30th of November, and it's going to end in Scorpio, right? Scorpio is the death card. So when the moon moves into Scorpio, just so you know, that's where you're going to put your list of things together as it relates to your financial situation, as it relates to relationships, platonic, romantic, professional, anything that's unhealthy and wounded, where you feel, okay, that's a deeply transformative time for you. It's actually a beautiful time to transform, to get to the rebirth side of something within you. That's what you're going to do. You're going to say, put this list together and go through your transformation. Go through your transformation. Let's see if we have any final messages before we close out the reading. Yep, but let's see. I know I have this deck. Let me use this deck here. I have some other cards I can use too. Let's use this deck here. But yeah, some energies you just they walking around like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and who knows, anything you say, as far as they're concerned, we use against you later. Oh, well, you said you was gonna do this, and you said you were gonna do that. But they won't tell you what the pain is. Like, they won't tell you what is it? What is the pain? So you can try to help. What is the deep pain? What's going on? So here's a Judgment card. So you're trying to break generational cycles, chains, and curses. This is a Judgment card. This is Pluto. Pluto is the outermost planet, right? It's not retrograde, by the way. But yeah, death to judgment. You're not judging people. You're just not, because, like I said, it's two sides of the family. Something could have been pulled back from 3-4 generations back. Somebody could have inherited something, who knows. But for you, so it's just saying you're not giving something. You're ready to thrive. You're ready to thrive. You're not talking about, you're not talking to. You're just moving on from something. So just trying to learn how to be more conservative with your time. Yeah, here's a strength card. Yeah, so that's what you're praying for, strength. Praying for your strength. As you continue to thrive. Here we have the Five of Swords here as you continue to thrive. Yeah. So Five of Swords came out again. Yeah, so it could be three energies. I guess you're trying to thrive. There could be energies that, like I said, come back up trying to argue with you. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, you know exactly what to do. You're moving on from that. You're not getting into an argument. That's a form of spell work. You're not getting into an argument with people. No matter who it is, you're not getting into an argument with people. As soon as they start going in that direction and people say they think your meekness is a weakness. Where did we say? We saw that earlier in the card. Did we see this? And they say your meekness is weakness. Oh, you run at the first sign of trouble. Look, you already told people. You're not playing those games. If they cannot respect, where's a card? If people cannot respect your boundaries, conversation over. You're not judging them. Whatever. You can't have a respectful conversation, conversation over. Yeah. You're a subject matter expert in self. You have enough knowledge of self to know what works for you and what doesn't. You ain't trying to get into an argument with people. Because it looks like here, for some people they feel like it's a chess game. Like, okay, I gotta outsmart you. You don't have time for all of that. Like what? Like people trying to outsmart you. Let's say if I'm smarter than you are, I can just out-talk you, outthink you, whatever. Just out of balance. Yep. Masking something else, trying to prove something. Like like people who just they can just go read a book. They can go, study something, But instead they want to argue with people, argue a point, argue people down. So you can save yourself the drama. That's right. That's the Knight of Cups. That's how you're going to save yourself. Somebody could also have love coming across their path too. Same thing. Yep, you can have love coming across your path. Somebody who I don't know, somebody could have another Aries coming across their path. That's a love interest for you. I don't know. Could be. But there's a lot of tower moments that you're having here. You're having a lot of tower moments here. So a lot of awakenings. That's what I mean by tower moments, right? So you could have another Aries in your life that's just balanced out. They're balanced out. They could just kind of save you. And well, not save you, but you know what I'm saying. They could just kind of, they say, oh, I understand. How Aries think. It could be another Aries that say, oh, I understand how Aries think. Don't even get at any energy. They're trying to get you caught up in an argument about nothing. Don't give it any energy whatsoever. Right? It's a Justice card. Yeah, and basically saying, don't even do yourself an injustice. Don't even disrupt your peace. Right. So Source wants you to dream bigger. Don't even sacrifice. Your time. Don't even. Somebody could be like, don't even. You've already made enough sacrifices. Just save yourself the drama. That's what somebody's gonna say. That's what somebody's gonna say. That you've already made enough sacrifices. You've already given. Don't give any more. Don't give another ounce of nothing. So, so that's why somebody's gonna feel very lucky because again, somebody is just gonna tell you made enough sacrifices. You don't need to make no more sacrifices. You don't need to argue with people. You don't need to get into nothing with anybody. If they really believe that you just this dark entity, hey, it's time to cut them off. Save yourself the problems. Journal your journey. Your well of joy is within you. Time to relax and open your vault. Source is saying, make room for a new blessing. But your enemy's plan backfired. Something was just trying to box you in, trying to make you very, very angry. Very angry. Somebody wants you to go off on them, cuss them out, all this other stuff, get into this big argument. Source says it's not even worth it. Move on. Throat chakra cleanse. Yeah, do a throat chakra cleanse. You're not 8. Move on. Message from your ancestors. They want the best for you. It's time to schedule a vacation. See these people right here on this surfboard right here? Time to schedule a vacation. Go somewhere. But get focused. Get focused. Get focused. Right? The best is yet to come. You have the gift of clear cognizance, that psychic knowledge about other people. Right? Yeah. And so it's time to release the burden. It's just time to release the burden, for real. It's just time to release the burden. It's time to expand your brand. It could have been also somebody else that you were a little indecisive about, like in terms of like love relationship too. This is a lot going on in your cards here. There definitely could have been an energy who, you thought could have been a potential love interest in your card, but whoever this energy is, remember you save yourself, just your emotional intelligence, just being your emotional intelligence. Yeah. You don't have time to argue with people. So yeah, journal your journey. Your well of joy is within you. I do see you taking some kind of a vacation, just relaxing and just, pouring into you. That's what I see. So ride out the rest of this month. Like I said, stop talking to and about energies in a dark manner, like in a way where you're playing these letting them play these mind games with you, trying to throw you out of balance because they masking something else. They're trying to outsmart you in some way, like show that they're smarter than you are. Okay, hey, look, if that's what you think, hey, okay, then we can go ahead and end the conversation right there. Whoever these energies are, they think they're smarter than you are. You know what? If that's what you think, go ahead, you can have it. You got to get off the phone. You're saving yourself the drama. The answers you need are coming. Yeah, the answers you need are coming. Because I feel like that's what you have in common with somebody that you love. I feel like that's what you have in common with somebody that you love, is that some people, they like to show that they're smarter than everybody. Vain and vengeful, green with envy, like to prey on people's intellect. That's what this is. Like you're dealing with some energies who like to prey on people's intellect. Like to make fun of people who they feel like are not smart enough. It's like, yeah, okay. All right. So I feel like that's what you may have in common with some people. But affirmations for awareness. I am whole. I am present. I am where I need to be. I am focused. I'm living in the present moment. I'm grateful for this life. I release all mental clutter. Mental blocks are being cleared, because they are. Yeah. When you're interacting with people who like to play all these little word games and, mental games, and it's like, they let them just talk to themselves, for real. Be bold and make the first move. So, yeah, be bold and make the first move. So, whatever that means. I do see you being, like I said, structured and authoritative, but you don't have time for the mind games. You really don't have time for the mind games. You're not arguing with people, none of that. But it's something that you will be asserting yourself. You'll be doing something, just asserting yourself, saving yourself any stress or legal issues down the road. You're going to be doing something that's going to just empty yourselves out of some energies, right? So, are we doing a health checkup? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you may be checking your heart. I mean, and I'm serious when I say that too. You may be really checking your heart, because something may have been really stressful for somebody. So you could be checking your heart. So divine love. So when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. Yeah, so something definitely, you made enough sacrifices. Looking at the cards here, you don't even have to do an injustice to yourself anymore by dealing with energies who are vain, vengeful, green with envy, who are, basically trying to outsmart you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Here we have 00. I am observing. Angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without any delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer. Through meditation and prayer. Yeah, somebody is dealing with two bullies. Somebody is dealing with two bullies. And so, who are, So Source is saying you got to come with the being, like I said, structured and authoritative. You're not playing games. You're not playing games with bullies. That is what I have for you. But like I said, by the end of, if you haven't already, but by the end of this cycle, which is the 30th of November, you would have said something would be clear, black and white for you. You're not going backwards. You're not going back. You're thriving. You're not playing any games whatsoever. If something is really grossly out of balance. So two energies throw you out of balance. You don't want to have anything. Whoever these energies are, two types of energies. Whoever these two types, and two types could be connected to 1,000 energies, just so we're crystal clear. But energies who like to sword fight. Basically, I'm smarter than you are. And these are energies that don't look for what they have in common. They see you as the opposition, no matter what. Even if y'all are like siblings, y'all could be siblings and they still see you as opposition. You're like, well, wait a minute. But they be the one, the saddest when you decide you cutting them off. You don't have anything else to say to them anymore. They don't understand because it's kind of a backdraft happening. So Source is saying to you, learn how to move on. Learn how to take, other people's cue when they move on from all of that. Just like learn how to take other people's cue. Just gently move on. Just quietly and gently just move on. Yeah. So, it definitely looks like some energies are, want to question your love or your heart towards them, but they're just out of balance. They're grossly out of balance. Whoever these energies are, they don't love the same way. Y'all don't have the same love language. Y'all just don't. And you're observant of that. You know where it's coming from. You know where it comes from. So no matter how much you give, I don't know who I'm talking to here, Aries, but no matter how much you give, the more and more you observe, you just like, oh no. You've given enough. You've sacrificed enough. I mean, you can't give an arm, leg, torso. You can give everything and it still wouldn't be enough. So it's just out of balance. So you just rather just go ahead and move on. When you look back, you just said, it's just, you just moving on. You moving on. You don't even know where that came from, where that spirit came from. So that is what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you over on the YouTube side. All right. Bye.